Welcome back. Chef Anthony Fischer is joining us from Pittsburgh High School this morning, and we are cooking with Sous Vide today.
Yes, I'm so excited. I love this because everybody at home has a slow cooker. But we've talked about using a sous vide and how accurate that it is, but the amount of stuff that you can do with it is tremendous.
And a while back you brought in a different type of sous vide. This one is a little fancier.
This one's called a Jewel. I like this one. This is one that I just got from my classroom. Everything is digitally controlled from my iPad or my phone. So I can set this up. It tells me the temperature of what it's cooking at. It tells me how long I have to cook it for. I can set the time, everything. You can identify a steak by the picture, how you want the inside to look by a picture.
Oh, wow.
So it makes it really easy to use. I connect them to Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I can be at home and it's running at school and I can still control it.
Nice.
So it makes it really easy. It's going to be great for the students because when they leave, the app that goes with the Jewel, they can take with them, and they have all the recipes that are inside of it. So they not only get a really nice recipe book to go with them when they go out on their own, they're going to be set up and they'll know how to use it.
So you started a little bit ago, some carrots.
I started some baby carrots with butter and maple garlic seasoning.
Ooh.
So, and I brought some new seasonings that I've been playing with. I also met with some people from a company called Spiceology. They're going to start sending me some stuff to use there for us to try. But their stuff is just, the quality of their product. Like this particular one is a smoky honey habanero, and the colors on these are phenomenal. I mean, they're beautiful. You never see anything like this.
Huh. There's red pepper flakes.
Red pepper flakes. There's a Greek blend in there. Tarragon for our fish lovers. Black and blue for a steak with blue cheese drizzled on top and then melted down. I mean, it's great. The colors of this, the quality of the spices that they're sending me are just out of this world.
Okay.
So we're going to start with a potato. We're going to talk about the vacuum sealing, which works great with the sous vide. Excuse me. And we're just going to take a potato here, and I'm going to cut real thin.
Got to bring you a cutting board this morning. I'm sorry.
Oh, I changed my mind as to what I was going to do at like 3 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
So I wasn't.
So obviously, the thinner the slice is gonna.
It's going to cook faster, but I'm also looking for the texture of the thin slices and the way that they'll appear on the plate.
Okay.
So I'm cutting thin slices, and we'll set that to the side. Now I'm going to pull out a bag. This is just a vacuum sealer, and these work wonderful for when you do a sous vide because then you don't have to worry about it. But you can do it with a Ziploc bag like we have in the past.
Now, if you do use a Ziploc bag, you want a little bit heavier duty one?
You want a little heavier duty bag, and you need to make sure that the top is clipped to the top of the bag is clipped over the edge, so it doesn't sink inside and get full of water.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
So we're going to seal that bag, and I have my potatoes here, and we'll just keep this plate handy and move the potato. And we're going to throw some seasoning on these potatoes.
Okay.
So.
Do you have a particular one you're shooting for?
I'm thinking we should do hot honey.
Ooh, hot honey seasoning. That sounds good.
Yes, this one I have had so much fun with this one right here.
This one says sweet pepper, honey-kissed bird rub.
Yes, that one has
Perfect blend of honey, brown sugar, paprika, and herbs. That sounds yummy.
Oh,
maple garlic. And this is what you have on the
carrots.
On the carrots, maple garlic.
So I have my potatoes seasoned, ready to go. My bag is sealed. I'm going to pull it out a little bit and cut. I'm just going to lay my potatoes right inside the bag.
Suppose you could just dump them in there that way.
Well, you could dump them in. You could add a pat of butter in here, which is what I've done for several of the other vegetables. But I kind of want to keep these a little on the dry side.
Okay. Yeah, this one has the corn that you did. It has
Yes.
butter with it.
And I'm going to lay my bag back inside. Whoops. Drop it down and seal it shut. Vacuum sealing it gets the air out of it so that you have constant heat against the product itself. And I'm really loving this vacuum sealer. I've used my handheld one here before. Mm-hmm. This one is about $150, and it holds the roll of bags inside. The bags are not expensive at all, so it's really easy to use.
And if you're going to do a lot of it, that's very convenient.
Exactly. And once you use one of these, you'll use it all the time. And see, it's done. Drop it right in the bag.
Very healthy
right in
way
the
of
tank.
cooking here.
And
Okay,
we're going to
so
throw our other vegetables.
Let's talk about what you have here.
This is corn with a few peppers, some butter, and some spices inside. This is squash, zucchini, butter, onions, and I believe this has a habanero, a sweet habanero inside of it.
All right, see some onions in there. Okay.
Yeah, and then this one is the same thing again, but this one has the sweet pepper rub for chicken.
Okay, so what's the difference between the two? This one is
the
sweet
seasonings.
pepper, and then this one was...
That's a habanero blend.
Okay, maybe we should keep them separate.
Oh, you'll be able to tell the difference because the flaky one has the sweet pepper.
Okay, flaky sweet pepper. I see.
And then we have a steak here, which has a maple bourbon and pepper seasoning in it. And I threw a couple pats of butter on here, vacuum sealed it up, trimmed it exactly how I wanted, and I'm gonna drop it right in.
Yeah, when you're cooking the meat, you want to make sure you get the majority of the fat off, otherwise...
Well, you want to get the hard pack fat. When you touch it, the soft stuff is the stuff that you want to leave. The stuff that's really firm and hard, just cut it off.
Okay.
Because you want the stuff that's going to render to stay on the meat, and then, because it'll cook, and that's extra flavor for the meat. Because they always say fat is flavor, but it has to be the right fat.
So we have an assortment of things in here, vegetables and meat, but your app is going to tell us where we need to get. But you set it for the actual...
I set it for the carrots, and I have time set for all the other vegetables to make sure that they're cooked and the steak is cooked at the correct time.
Okay. Now, obviously, the more you put in there, that's going to affect where your temperature is at too, or?
It controls the temperature plus or minus 1 degree. If it needs to increase the amount of temperature, it does it itself. It sensors everything. The little light on the top that you'll see flashing there will go green when it's back to its ideal temperature.
Awesome.
It auto adjusts. It does everything for you. It's so easy to use versus a slow cooker. It's so much safer, and there's such a wide variety. My baking and pastry students are getting ready to make gummy bears with these.
Interesting.
So
we're going to talk more about that, but we're out of time now. We're going to come back later this morning on the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 and finish up our sous vide steak and veggies and talk more about this jewel.
Wonderful. Can't wait.
All right. We'll be right back.